Hi everyone, I'm Rockin' Robin from CookingMexicanRecipes.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make chicken enchilada pie. Now this is the perfect recipe to make when you're entertaining or you need to bring a dish to somebody else's party. It's really delicious and it's super easy. So let's go over our ingredients for our casserole. Now before I tell you about the ingredients though, let me show you the dish that I'm going to be using for this particular recipe. I've got a 10 by 10 casserole dish here that certainly can go in the oven. Okay, so next we're going to need some corn tortillas, and I'm going to be cooking those in some oil, so we'll need some vegetable or canola oil. Now let's talk about our chicken. You have lots of options here. You could even, you can use leftover chicken. This works fantastic for leftover chicken. You can use a rotisserie chicken, which is really ideal too, and it tastes incredible. So what I did was I used 6 chicken thighs, skin on and bone in. Now what I did was I placed them on a baking sheet and I brushed them with some olive oil and I just put some salt over them. Then I popped them in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes at 475 degrees. Now, so those are your options. The next thing we need is cheese. Now I've got 2 cheeses here set up. I'm using a Mexican blend as well as some mild cheddar. I like the cheddar with the enchilada sauce I'm going to be using. We'll also need some finely minced onion. And our last ingredient is going to be our enchilada sauce. Here I cooked up some enchilada sauce, my recipe. I'll put the link down below in the description so that you can get that. And I doubled the recipe. That'll be plenty of sauce for this dish, so that's your option. The other thing you can do if you don't want to cook enchilada sauce, of course, is to go out and buy a can. The best recommendation I have for you there is try Trader Joe's. They have one of the better enchilada sauces. So to get started with our recipe, the first thing we want to do is I've got a pan here and I poured in about 1 inch of the vegetable oil, and I've got it on medium heat and I'm getting the temperature up. I also have my enchilada sauce right here and I have it on very low. I just want it to be just kind of warm. Now, while that's heating up, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and cut up my tortillas so they fit into my dish nicely. So remember my dish is a square, so you can see I'm just going to cut them into a square so they don't overlap quite so much. Okay, so now you can see that once we layer them in here, they are going to fit much better. You take a piece of your tortilla and you place it in. You see how it bubbled up like that? That's pretty good. That's what we're looking for. What we don't want is we don't want the tortilla to just sit in the oil and absorb it. So if we keep our temperature up, it will cook good. So I'm going to take 2 at a time, and once I go into the oil, I'm going to put it on my plate over here. Let's go ahead and put these in. What this is going to do is it's going to help keep the tortillas from getting too soft and mushy in your casserole. So you see how I dip that in? Now I'm going to go over here to my sauce and I'm going to coat them. Just like this. All right. Place them on your cookie sheet. You want to make sure, now see I didn't get all the sauce on both sides. You want to get the sauce on both sides of your tortilla. So just go ahead and put a little more sauce and rub it around. And we'll continue doing the rest of these just like that. Now we're ready to assemble the casserole. So here's what we're going to do. We've got our dish. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some sauce down in your dish. We want to spread it all around the bottom. Now we're going to take our tortillas and we're going to lay them on the bottom. Remember how I cut them so they fit nicely? Now I'm just going to use my hands, make sure your hands are clean, and you're going to take half of your chicken and you're going to sprinkle it over all of the tortillas and kind of get it as even as you can. Spread it out. That's why I like to chop it up or shred your chicken nice and small. That way you can get it everywhere. Okay, that looks like about half. Then I'm going to add some cheese. So I'm going to put a nice big layer of cheese. Remember I've got 2 kinds, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of my Mexican blend as well as the mild cheddar. Now I'm going to add a sprinkle of onion. You don't have to do that if you don't like onion, but it gives it a nice little flavor. So just dot it around. Now we're going to do our second layer We're going to go ahead and do our next layer of tortillas. Okay, so now our last layer, we're going to put the rest of our chicken on there. And this is going to serve, you know, probably, I'd say nine people, maybe even 10, depending on what else you're serving with it. Now what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add some sauce to this, and then I'm going to add more cheese on top of that, because I want to make sure that there's enough sauce throughout the casserole, but not too much to make it too soupy either. And then we're going to end with our cheese and onion. Cover everything, and then after this, all we have to do is put it in the oven. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees, and it's going to take about 20 minutes, or until everything is nice and hot and the cheese is really melted. So there you have it, my chicken enchilada casserole. I just took it out of the oven. You want to make sure that you got a nice bubble going on around the edges so that you know that it's heated through really well. It's got to be hot to be good. That's what we always used to say. So anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like more recipes that you can cook at home, head on over to cookingmexicanrecipes.com and you can find plenty of recipes there. And if you like this video, be sure and share it with your friends on Facebook. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Robin from cookingmexicanrecipes.com. Now today I'm going to show you how to make refried beans. Now this recipe is very simple. It has 4 ingredients and we're going to use 1 pot. And the flavor is going to be way better than anything you can buy in a can.